The UN runs an AI for Good challenge. There was heats in Australia recently, and you two won with Agents for Humanity. Congratulations.
So Agents for Humanity is a free open source platform where anyone with a problem can post their problem, and then hundreds of contributed AI agents work on solving that problem. Originated from my father, and he was trying to help girls in Aligarh, which is a small town in India. I keep going back to India a lot, and every time I go back to India, I still have got a home like 500 meters from home. I meet the people that I grew up with. Some of them are still struggling. When I go back to those community, I feel like, am I really doing something tangible for them? Like what's the purpose of me doing all of this if I cannot make a difference in anyone's life?
But we know that AI has the power to make a huge change in the world, to start tackling some of the intractable problems, the difficult things. And one of the best ways to do that is from the ground up, from people who are embedded in their communities that see those problems for what they are and would like to find a solution.
I feel with Agents for Humanity, we have this one chance for humanity where we can actually empower the people who are trying to do something and make a difference in the lives of millions.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our latest episode of the Dumb Monkey podcast. It is a really special podcast here today because not only do we, of course, have the Enterprise Monkey Dumb Monkey Academy founder and entrepreneur extraordinaire Aamir Qutub, my very good friend and host of the show. Welcome, Aamir.
Thank you.
But sitting next to Aamir is his partner in the fabulously named Agents for Humanity. It's the fabulously named Steve Berg. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Davina. Yeah.
Well, guys, this is really exciting because not only have you created Agents for Humanity, and I'm going to ask you to tell us all about that, but the reason that you've created Agents for Humanity, or the reason we get to talk about it in this space at least, is because the UN runs an AI for Good challenge. They hold challenges all over the world. There was heats in Australia recently, and you two won.
Yes.
With Agents for Humanity. Congratulations.
Which tells us the state of innovation in Australia. If we have won it.
Yeah, I feel like you're underselling it, and I appreciate that because it's a competition and always come in low and then surprise them. So that's okay.
Yes.
We'll accept that. But it is a fabulous concept. I haven't had anyone that I've explained it to that hasn't absolutely lit up. So I'm going to give you guys the challenge of responding to me, pitching your idea to you, and you tell me if I'm getting it right.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
Very good.
So, in the world of compute, big enterprise users are now having very large programs or very large buys of tokens that they are using, and they're left with a whole lot of spare compute power. Now, as we know, the cost of compute is really high. All of us now, when we talk about the cost of tokens, it's got nothing to do with playing Battleship, on a board game. It is all about AI tokens and compute tokens. So you guys know that there's a real value around this. For enterprise level users of AI, they can afford to pay the big bucks to do these big compute, and they're getting value out of that. But we know that AI has the power to make a huge change in the world, to start tackling some of the intractable problems, the difficult things. And one of the best ways to do that is from the ground up, from people who are embedded in their communities that see those problems for what they are and would like to find a solution. But of course, if you're a small one-person do-gooder or you're a small community organisation, you don't have money to go throwing on compute power. It's hard enough to get the basic resources to make a difference in the place where you are. So you guys came up with this fabulous idea that went, what if we could get enterprises to donate their spare compute, and then we can use that compute to create agents and create a community that creates agents to then donate to these do-gooding people around the world. And that's what you've done.
That's amazing, man. This is our Geneva pitch.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to rehearse it anymore.
Crunch it down to 2 minutes and we're done.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It is a fabulous idea. Like, it genuinely is. It's such a simple idea, and that in itself is its genius. Where did the idea come from? And what was the first step in making it happen?
So it came came in different stages. There was it almost evolved into something from nothing. So it originated from my father, and he was trying to help girls in Aligarh, which is a small town in India, trying to help girls educate and give them employability. But he was an engineer, so he didn't know how to do it. So he was trying to work out what to do, how to do. And so he reached out to me and my sisters, like, how can I run this program? And we didn't know as well. But I knew how to use AI. My sister is a researcher, so we used our research and AI power to actually work out how we can use AI agents to help him. And so me and Steve, we have been having these conversations for like last 1 year about different AI concepts. So I was sharing this story with him and how I'm helping my father and some of the other organizations in a bit unorganized way use AI to help them. And Steve looked at it, and like his eyes lit up. And he's like, "That's an excellent idea. What if we could actually evolve into a global platform where we could use the same thing but at a much larger scale?" And I think we continued to talk from there, and we thought about what if, where would that compute come from? And it's like, what if people could actually contribute their compute to it? So it emerged from there and then evolved into the concept which we now known as Agents for Humanity.
I'd say, Aamir and I've had these discussions, far-ranging and sprawling discussions about the things we're working on and different ideas. And I think there's always been this kernel of how could we use technology and in a distributed way solicit contributions and feedback and the goodwill of people around the world to bring it together to help solve problems. And so it kind of evolved over time. And I think with the particular case that Aamir had with his father, to make it so such a tangible issue that we could try to solve and bring something to bear on a specific problem, that's extremely helpful. And also then to look at how it can more broadly be deployed. So,
Yes. And then Steve's mind went crazy. He started sending me WhatsApp messages. Can we use it to solve this problem in Kenya? My friend is running a health program. Can we help him? Can we do that? It just went from there. So it started with one simple problem, but then we looked at the power of AI and how it can be actually solved to use so many problems in the world.
That to me is when you first told me about this, Aamir, that was the thing that really sang to me, because when we have conversations about AI, it's easy to get lost in the tech sometimes, but everything that you guys are describing and the process that you've gone through to get to this point is about people. It's about how do we use a technology to help to solve people problems. So tell me about the process of building this up into a working model. And I know that you've been deploying this model now. So can you tell me a little bit about, or tell us a little bit about how it's being used now, and functionally, how does it work? If it's a small, one man in India that's sitting there saying, my mission is to live the dream of my wife and educate young girls, give them an education that they wouldn't otherwise have. How do I do that using Agents for Humanity?
So very simple. You go to agentsforhumanity.ai, the platform. It's going to go live, hopefully by the time this episode is released. You go there, post a problem, simply type in the problem that you have. We'll add voice features to it as well, and explain what the problem is. That's it. It takes a couple of minutes to post a problem. And once you have done that, there are a lot of contributed agents in the platform that people are contributing towards. They start to work on the problem. So they start by taking that problem and dividing into sub-problems and saying, okay, what is the actual problem over there? Setting up research objective, and then new agents come and do regressive research on every sub-problem. Once the research is completed, then an agent comes that creates proposal around that particular problem. So that every problem through sub-problems, multiple proposals are created. And then every proposal gets dissected and argued and debated by agents who critique it, steelman it, verify it. And after all of that debate, a council of agents is set. So what we mean is that for a particular problem, who would be the right stakeholders who should have a say in it? Would it be a school teacher? Would it be a local ground worker, would be a mother of a girl. All of those voices are represented through different agents who look at a particular proposal and then score that proposal in terms of what they think about it. So, and then finally the proposal that gets 75 more than 75% of the score or majority vote, that's the one that makes it to synthesis. So we might have like 20-30 proposals for a particular problem, but then the ones that survive make it to the final solution. But doesn't stop over there. Once the solution is actually generated, an agent comes in and sees what would a person on the ground need to actually implement this solution. They might need a budget, they might need cash flow, they might need a funding application, a curriculum, a meal plan, and it lists all of the things that they would need. And down the new agents that come to that particular problem, they work on creating those artifacts. So the person on the ground who posted this problem, in a few days' time, receive a full implementation pack that they can take, print, use on the ground, and implement straight away.
It's just brilliant thinking. It really is. It's such a complete solution to what is so demonstrably a real need. How does it? So I'm gonna get all touchy-feely about it then. Tell me about what it feels like to realize you've had these conversations, you've seen this need, you've done all the work to get this, and it's been a long time of working on this, a lot of hours and a lot of conversations for you too. But how does it feel now to be staring down the barrel of going over to the UN in Switzerland, to pitching this idea to the world, and knowing that you're going to make, one way or the other, Agents for Humanity is going to be out there?
How does it feel, Steve?
Well, it's I think, again, on the personal level, it's very satisfying when we know that there's, in the case that we're talking about now with Aamir's father and girls that are coming out of this program, and they have a ability to generate income to contribute into their family. And that goes throughout the community. We have people that are now looking at expanding the program, or looking at how can they become a facilitator of the program in their community. And I think one of the, to make one note on what Aamir was saying, I think that in terms of how this is differentiated from a LLM or something like that, where if you put something into ChatGPT, it's going to give you an answer because it doesn't want to say it doesn't know the answer. And the way this is structured is such that even in the output that Aamir is talking about, there are open questions that come as part of the deliverable implementation pack. And so that the humans in the field deploying these solutions know, let's keep an eye on these certain areas. Let's generate on the ground intelligence and feed it back into the platform so that in a feedback loop, the solution can continue to evolve and get better over time. And so I think that's another really,
so it's a living solution,
innovative aspect of the program, is that it's not just here you go and see you later.
We've delivered you a nice pack, off you go and do your good work.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming.
And the idea of the solution also being open access, so that if you think about, there might be Aamir's father in India, there might be another educator or workforce trainer in America or South America or
Northern
Africa
Australia,
somewhere. But there's a lot of overlap in some, the problems are different, but there's overlap that can be drawn from and extracted to help create another solution that's also customized.
And part of what underpins this is the donation of compute power. How do you go about approaching people? What's that process been like of getting the kind of compute that you need?
Yeah. So first of all, we do not call it donation. We actually call it contribution.
Well, that's a nice way to do it.
And
The computation contribution.
Yes, because what we are asking people to do is we're asking people to participate. It's participation. So getting their agents to participate in a problem. And the way it's unique and different is, like, of course, how, suppose on Reddit or Facebook or Wikipedia, people would go and contribute their time to solve a problem. Here we are saying we want you to contribute your AI or agents to actually solve this problem. But in terms of asking people to do that, so far the conversation that we have had, it's been such a positive reception. Like, for me, because I've been working on this for a very long time, it just felt like sometimes I feel like maybe I'm just too obsessed with things that I feel a bit shy about talking about things. Because, of course, I personally felt it was a great idea, but I didn't know that I would get this good validation. But
And you have that very personal connection to this idea
yes,
because
yes.
of your family's connection to this.
That's right. And I keep going back to India a lot. And every time I go back to India, I still have got a home. And like 500 meters from home, I meet the people that I grew up with. Some of them are still struggling. And although I am doing all of these fancy things over here and helping organizations become profitable and so on, when I go back to those community, I feel like, am I really doing something tangible for them? Like, I always felt like, what's the purpose of me doing all of this if I cannot make a difference in anyone's life? You can help them with some money, some programs that you help with, but the state remains over there because there's so many people out on the ground that are still struggling, still trying to help others as well, but they do not have any resources. So for me, it just feels like it's coming full circle, because otherwise I had a feeling of guilt in me as well. Like, I'm doing all of these amazing things and I'm trying to help the people out there, but I was not able to do enough. I feel with Agents for Humanity, we have this one chance for humanity where we can actually empower the people who are trying to do something and make a difference in the lives of millions. So the feedback that we have got so far, Steve, you can talk a bit more about is it's been really fantastic. Like, people are saying, how can we contribute? Or we have got a problem we would like to post.
Involved,
Yes, how can we be involved? Yes, yeah.
I think what we might have kind of come across here is an interest from both sides of the platform, with the individuals or enterprises contributing into the platform to help power the solutions, and the organizations on the other side. It feels like there's maybe this bridge that's being created where, like Aamir was saying, people want to help, and it's easy to look at negative things happening in the world, but I think at the core, everyone is good and optimistic and wants to contribute. And so this might be one way that they can do that on a small scale. And on the other side, you can imagine the millions of organizations that are out there on the ground, working on a cause and feeling like they're, yelling into a void, and there's no one on the other side that's really recognizing what they're doing.
Just staring at a wall going, I don't know what
And how do I do
next.
this? And my budget is tight. I don't have connections into others around the world that I know are doing something similar, but I just don't have those connections. And I don't have the budget to pay for a high-priced consultant to come in and help me. So there's just hopefully that feeling we can help create of support and goodwill and hope.
And it's so funny. It's not even about like smaller organizations. We have had conversations with some of the really big not-for-profits, but not only not-for-profits, like social for good organizations, local councils, and everyone that we had conversation with, they said, oh, we have got a problem. Here's the problem. We want to put this problem because it's like problems are on the top of their mind. They know that they do not have time or resources to be able to solve those problems, and they would really like them to be solved. So there's a huge need for that. And on the other hand, there are people who are willing to contribute. The AI exists, so why not use this for this purpose?
Yeah, absolutely. And have you two thought about, now I know you're going over to Switzerland. I think the final is on the 9th of July, am I right?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's right.
So you two are pitching.
We are.
You've got to,
It's only one person that can pitch in this round. And
Okay.
so Aamir is on the hot seat
You've
for 2
handled
minutes.
2 minutes.
So yeah.
It's 2 minutes pitch and 3 minutes question and answers.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Have you considered what it means if you win?
You want to answer that?
I don't know. It's almost we're not sure what that means. And a lot of it's just the opportunity to be there, and I think help expand the awareness in the world
What a
about what we're
platform.
doing, and hopefully have some positive feedback, win or lose. But I haven't thought too far ahead, to be honest.
I'll go a bit philosophical over here. So earlier, I used to care a lot about winning, and that used to give me motivation. And when I was going to Perth, Sarah asked me, it's like, how are you feeling? I'm praying for you. You should win. And now I just feel like I do not need that motivation for the win. For me, if we can do our best and put our best front foot over there, it really doesn't matter if we win or not. Like, I think where we have reached, it's almost like really good. And with these competitions, it's also about timings, who else is there as well. If there's someone who's doing something really well, we would like them to have that platform or acknowledged. For us, if we are able to reach as many lives as we can and across the globe, because only going to work if there are people who are willing to of course put their problems. There are people who are willing to bring their agents and actually use that knowledge. So it's like we've made this fantastic thing. It's for the world to use. And we as 2 or 3 people or a small team over here cannot do anything with this. It's now in everyone's hand. It's now in humans' hand to actually use this amazing thing for the help of humanity. So my intention sort of going into Geneva is that if we can actually connect with as many people as we can, find the people who are willing to support, some people who are willing to listen to this podcast and can then help just spread out the word, that would be the biggest win.
Yeah. And that would be a really big win.
I may also say that I think we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge and thank Innovate Australia as well, which was the organization in Perth that was responsible for putting on the Australia competition, and Peter and the group there that's running the organization. It was incredibly supportive of us after we won, and we've done sessions with them to help hone the pitch, because it's a very difficult thing to get down to this 2-minute window.
I'm still struggling with my pitching.
And so
you get incredible support, though, don't you? That's one of the part of the magic of these programs.
Yes,
And there's innovate organisations all around on it, particularly Europe and the Western world into America. But they do, for reasonably small teams, they do an incredible job of really going, what are you guys? A version of what you guys are doing with Agents for Humanity. What do you need? How can we support you to get there? How do we give you the tools that you need? Because no one comes in with all the answers on how to do this. Having that support's sort of invaluable, isn't it?
And it's such a darling group, actually. Like, it's this guy called Peter. He's an absolute gun who's been chairing Innovate Australia and almost like putting all of the strings together. Such a nice, lovely, down-to-earth guys. And the panel of the judges, because what they also did was they invited all of the participants to attend the pre-pitching sessions where they provided the feedback and also like insights and so on. And they were so good in volunteering their time to teach and educate as well. Even they're supporting us after this. So I think that the support group that we have found over there is absolutely amazing. We've got 2 Phils over there. So, and like the level of help that these guys are providing is they do the pitch feedback session, and then Phil would put together all of the notes, like put it into AI and create like a full feedback pack for us that we can take. And now they are flying us to Geneva. They're funding the trip as well. So I think it's good to have that support system.
Yeah.
And part of it too is that the experience has been so good. Hopefully we do well. I would like to win, Aamir, I have to admit. So don't mess it up. But we're also hoping that maybe we can help spread the word about their initiative. It'll be the 3rd year next year. I know it grew significantly from the first year. So if we can foster the culture of innovation and the AI for good concept is something we hope.
Because it's an amazing name, isn't it? I mean, AI for good is a brilliant name. But it's only brilliant if it means something.
Right.
And it only means something if these sort of projects actually come to fruition, get on the ground, and then grow and become real things. So it's nice to say AI for good, but what we want to see is AI for good.
You know what, we are joking over there. We're saying there's AI for good, there should be an AI for bad competition.
Wouldn't want to see the AI for bad competition. Yeah.
Are we not seeing that in certain parts?
Like you've got
Maybe.
OpenAI and Grok
Yeah, I think
competing.
if we can go up the scale, we can maybe see that in action.
Who can make autonomous weapons?
But there'd
and
be a nice voting system, wouldn't there?
surveillance
For-
system.
Maybe we can get the world involved in a voting system for AI for bad.
Yes, yeah. There's
Maybe not held by the UN, just saying.
Right.
plenty of AI for bad.
Plenty of AI for
Maybe held
bad.
by US. So sorry, Steve.
That's okay. He's come over to the good side. I'm hearing in all of this that there's so much of you two in this. Tell me about the relationship of working together and what you two bring to each other, because again, none of these things got off the ground without great relationships, without a whole lot of buy-in. And you kind of need to find that magic when you're working with people on these sort of projects. And it seems that you two have. What's the magic?
Bromance.
Bromance and coffee?
Well, it's that's where it started. It was funny because Aamir and I were introduced by a mutual friend, Adrian, who's a legend
Adrian
himself.
House, yes.
And he suggested for quite a while before we actually did meet, and we finally, a year, 18 months ago, sat down over coffee. And I think we both had, like Aamir was saying, we had connections and ideas. And obviously, we're not from anywhere near one another
I know.
where we grew up. Our backgrounds
grow
are so
up, Steve?
different. In the U.S., I grew up in Pittsburgh, believe it or not, and lived in Colorado for a long time. And so, on the surface, nothing in common. But Adrian, I think, sensed something of like, we would do well to get together. And we just have had a really fun relationship over the past
Yes.
period of time. And
For the first
Yeah.
6 months, we just had meetings, chatted over the coffee. Nothing happened. It's just like we would just have conversation, and it would go in different places. And then we'll walk out of the meetings like nothing substantial happened. Like, why are we doing
this
these
was really
meetings?
good.
Yes.
And I've had a background in education with a partner in the U.S. For a long time in a company there, and so I think Aamir and I both sensed, an interest in doing something good, whatever that means and whatever it meant, and so as this idea kind of came together, I think this is what really kind of made the relationship come together. And like, this is something we have to at least give it a shot. And
Well, you're certainly giving it a shot now.
Yes.
And Aamir, there's a pitch that I've heard you give, and I know that Steve's heard you give it a lot, but I can't let you just sit here without actually giving us your pitch. I gave you mine.
Oh, I still muck it like.
Can
I
we have
still
2
muck it
minutes
down.
on the clock? All right, let's go. Ages for Humanity and go.
Okay, I'll skip the first initial part. So Agents for Humanity is a free open source platform where anyone with a problem can post their problem, and then hundreds of contributed AI agents work on solving that problem. But not just building the thesis, but actually building real solutions, real implementation pack that people can actually use in their day-to-day life when they are working on the ground. So it could be budgets, it could be curriculums, anything that they need on the ground, it actually builds that. The beauty with this platform is that no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, you can actually post a problem. It all happens in the open. Everyone can have access to it. Everyone can see it as well. And so far, we have done around 40 pilots across 5 countries, had some really amazing results. But I keep going back to Sabrina from my father's cohort, who initially couldn't even read properly or do anything. But now she's earning living for her family through the embroidery and the program designed through this platform, and earning a living for her family. And I think that's the biggest win for us.
What do you think, Steve?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Too long?
Yeah. Okay. You were coming in around that
We'll
2
work
minutes.
on
I
it.
think
No,
it was, yeah.
No, it was good. It was good. Yeah.
It's a different version to the one I'm going to do in UN. I'm just
Well, keep
Yeah.
keep something back.
yes, absolutely.
Don't
But
give it
also,
away.
I've seen I suck at all of my practice sessions, but when I'm actually out there on the stage, that's when it sort of like happens for me. I
Yes, and
just switch to someone completely different.
there's something about the energy of being in those spaces, isn't there?
Yes, and I really feel comfortable like being there. I really enjoy myself up on the stage.
Yeah.
But before that, I feel really nervous as well. Yes.
I think that's very, very normal.
Mm.
And if I'm going to give you a magic wand, that is probably AI powered, but it is going to give you everything you need to get agents for humanity to the scale that it could grow to. What could this thing do? Tell me the difference it could make in the world.
My hope, I think, is that it just gives people agency. Not to bad pun, perhaps, I guess, but
I think it's okay to bad pun in this space. Lean in.
For the workers on the ground in these locations, like we were talking about, that may feel alone and without much hope. Hopefully, they can submit a problem. They can connect with others, humans and AI, to generate a solution that they can really deploy and make them feel like they have the ability and the agency to do it and make a change. And on the other side, that those individuals contributing into the platform can participate and help see the results of what they're doing as well.
So what's to stop every small community organization, every individual that's trying to do good in the world, everyone that's trying to make a difference for the people around them so that they can employ a good in the world, what's to stop them in the future being able to access Agents for Humanity?
I would say two things. First is, if someone doesn't know about Agents for Humanity, then they can't really access it. I think once someone becomes aware of it, we are pretty confident that they are going to use it. Once they use it one time, they're going to use it. So we want it to be their consultant, their chief of operations, that they are continuously going back to solve problems for their organization. Another thing that can actually stop this from working is if we do not have enough people contributing their AI agents toward problems or causes. So again, that goes to the reach. So if you ask me what's the magic wand that we would, or what's our ask? Our ask is reach. Like if we can reach to every single person on the earth, everyone who's trying to do good so that they can use it, utilize it, be a part of their ecosystem. And every person with some sort of AI subscription or AI agent who's using ChatGPT or Claude or OpenClaw, everyone in developer community, and so they can contribute to it. And that can happen only by amplifying the voices and the reach. We do not need like anything else if we can get that reach. If we can get the message out there enough, I think that's the biggest thing that we need.
So we need people to talk about it so this thing can take off and really be Agents for Humanity.
Yes, absolutely. And talk to your friends, share it on the social media, wherever you can, no matter how small or big your following is. We want people to share about it, encourage their friends to participate in anything. Such a movement like this takes a bit of efforts in the beginning to get off from the ground. And that would require some amazing ambassadors to come on board and really believe in this and actually promote it, shout from the top of their lungs and be those ambassadors. So we are actually looking for those amazing supporters who can help us really take this off and reach everyone on the earth.
Yeah. Well, it's an incredible development. It's a wonderful story. And it has hope and people right at the center of it. So thank you for coming in to share it with us, all on the Dumb Monkey podcast. All the best for heading over to Switzerland. We're really excited for you. No pressure. You're carrying the hopes of Australia and the world with you, but no pressure. But either way, I think we're all winners for these sorts of developments. So the more that we can bring people together, the more that we can keep people at the heart of AI, and the more that we can show people everywhere and start to talk about what AI can do for good, I think we're all going to be better off. So thank you again. Thank you for being here. This has been really fun.
Yes.
And all the best.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
And thank you to everyone who's joined in to watch this episode of The Dumb Monkey Show. Please follow along on the competition that's happening around AI for Good that is being run by the UN in Switzerland in July.
Yes, and if you want to check out Agents for Humanity, go to agentsforhumanity.ai. The link would be-
Agentsforhumanity.ai.
Yes.
Online, on socials. Where else are we gonna see it?
On the browser, just type
go
Agents for
search for it, find it, share it,
Yes.
spread it everywhere. Put little celebration emojis around it, and I'm going to have one fingers crossed because that's a lucky one.
Yes.
But please get on board. It's a wonderful piece of technology that I think the world really needs. So great job, you two, for giving it to us, and great job, everyone, for joining us. Thank you. We'll see you next time.